What's going on? Zach Edelstein here with Daily Edge Sports, bringing you another college football video. Today we're going over the Saturday morning slate over on Underdog. Got some nice games this Saturday morning to bring this on up. Um, doing this on Thursday night. Got a decent slate tonight. But looking at these Saturday morning games, have Bama, Mizzou, Ohio State, Illinois. Those are the two kind of cream of the crop games. We got Florida State playing Cincinnati, coming off a really nice win. Um, See if UCLA can keep it going. And yeah, just a nice little set of games, some nice teams we can really look at. But yeah, if you're not in Daily Ed Sports yet, you need to get into Daily Ed Sports. We're putting out content every day. Gonna be putting out a ton of lines this week, decent amount of lines this week. Waiting for the sites to really drop some stuff. Getting into kind of the meat of the season. Week seven's here. Really gonna have some weeknight slates soon. Did pretty well last night. Got another nice slate tonight. Got some plays out, and going to keep it going for the next, I think, 48 days. We have football. It's a really nice time of year. But yeah, if you're not over there yet, jump on in, get your slips, get your tools to get everything going, and yeah, it's an exciting time for football. Yeah, let's jump on into this morning slate over on Underdog. Going to start out here at Stanford. Stanford is traveling to SMU. SMU is favored here by 17 and a half points. It is supposed to be a bloodbath. Total here is 55 and a half. But yeah, Stanford is obviously going to have to air it out. Quarterback here, just looking at him, had a great game last week. Didn't know he could do this past couple weeks against Virginia and San Jose State. Kind of stepped it up a little bit. He has been playing really well. I'm going to go over to Bryce Farrell. He's the wide receiver two here. Kind of looking at this. He's been very involved in the passing game since week two. He has at least 4 receptions and 86 yards in each game since week two. He only gets 4 to 6 targets a game, but he's caught 90% of his targets this season. He has an 8 out over 14. He's getting some deep shots, has a nice yak over 6 yards per reception. SMU is giving up a lot of yards in the air. It's just kind of what they do. They give up the pass yards. They're giving up the second most passing yards per game. They have really just given up a lot of pass yards. I think over 300 yards 2 or 3 times this season. Farrell should get plenty of targets here. Obviously, they're going to have to air it out to stay in the game. They're 17 and a half point dogs. On the road, it is an early start time for them, which I don't always love. But kind of coming down, looking at his past games, at that 63, sorry, he's gone at least 63 every game. 63 last game, and what was an absolute blowout. Against Virginia, had 135 yards, 72 yards against BC, had 68 yards against BYU. Some really good pass defenses, some decent pass defenses in there. And they're not giving up near as many yards as SMU is. So going to jump there, going to jump on Bryce Farrell, start there. Next place I'm going to go is one of these big games. Ohio State, Illinois. Ohio State is 14 and a half point home favorite here. Total here is 49 and a half. So Illinois is not supposed to do a ton. Kind of taken off of that Indiana game, I think. We saw them kind of lay a dud there. Kind of see what happens here. This will be an interesting game to me. But where I want to go here is a receiver for that underdog team. If we can find it here. Here we go. Colin Dixon. So Colin Dixon is kind of the lead receiver in this house. Obviously not the lead pass catcher. Hank Beatty's been the lead guy there, but he's getting a decent amount of targets. You can see the last 3 games he's gotten 15 targets, gotten at least 4 targets every game this year. Didn't need to do much against Western Michigan. But last 3 games there, you can see 70, 90, 86 has been getting him more involved in the game, getting some deeper passes. They're huge dogs here. Obviously, they're going to have to air it out. And their lone loss this year to Indiana, Dixon had 7 targets, which was a season high. He's getting those, he's getting the yards. He's averaging, looking over the past 3 games, averaging about 80 yards, a little over 80 yards a game. And he's sitting here at 34 and a half receiving yards. Iowa State has a very good defense. They have a good pass defense. Obviously, they have a good secondary, but they're going to have to kind of pick who they want to take away. They're going to stop the run. So Illinois is going to throw the ball. This to me is more of a volume play. 2 to 3 catches, he should get there easily. Obviously, you look over the last couple of games, averaging over 20 yards a catch in 2 of those games, averaging just under 20 yards a catch in that Purdue game. And yeah, this is purely a volume play. Especially, Ohio State blows him out. He might be in there against the twos. I really do like this 34.5 line for Colin Dixon. It's just low. Last place we're going to go. Going to do a 3-man here. Another one of the big teams here. Going to Alabama. Alabama is playing at Mizzou. They're only 2.5-point favorites here with the 51.5-point total. Interesting game here. Two good teams. I do think Alabama has been playing very, very well since that week one loss against Florida State. Maybe the best in the SEC. But we're going to go to Isaiah Horton. So kind of they have 3 receivers. They're all kind of on the same level, same playing field. Last 3 games, each of them has a 19 to 21% target share. I believe Horton has 19, Jeremy Bernard has 20, and Ryan Williams has 21% target share. But they're all right in there. They're all very similar since that Wisconsin game. You can kind of come down here and look. Horton has a 46.5 prop here. Gone over this in 4 straight games. Those last 3 games especially, you want to look at 4, 5, and 5 receptions. What I really like here, I like this passing game in this contest in this game. Missouri is a very good rush defense. They're allowing just 2 yards carry. It's number 2 in the country, yards per carry allowed. And, like we said, Horton, Bernard, and Williams have been very similar in their in the last 3 games. Their ADOTs are actually similar on the year. Horton's actually the highest average depth of target at just over 10. Bernard and Williams are under 10. Williams obviously has that after catchability, which does get him going. Look at Bernard. Bernard's sitting here with a 64.5 prop, 18 yards higher than Horton. Ryan Williams sitting here at 67.5, over 20 yards more. Horton's getting the same target share. He's getting a decent ADOT, over 10 yards per reception. And they're going to have to throw the ball. They're going to have to throw it to open up that run game. I think he should get, 5, 6, maybe 7 or 8 targets here. He's going to supposed to be a good game, which should favor the passing game as well for Alabama. And I like this prop. I like this number here. Horton over 46.5 yards. So coming down here, going back over what we have Bryce Farrell, excuse me if I mispronounced that, at 50.5 receiving yards. We have Colin Dixon at 34.5 receiving yards, and Isaiah Horton at 46.5 receiving yards. One thing I do want to mention, another place you can go here for Colin Dixon if you don't love that receiving yards prop is their receptions. Again, I think this is a volume play, so I do think you can get a little bit of a hit on the juice, but I do think you can take that 2.5 receptions there. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. Get on over to Daily Edge Sports. We're going to have a few more videos this week. Want to get some stuff out to you guys. Going to have some slips up in our Discord. I know Keg's going to have some slips up as well for college and for the pros, and we're going to get it. Hope to see you guys soon. Peace.